I know them haters watching, praying that I fall. No sir, no sir. Hey, listen, ghost watchers are welcome. Hey man, we bringing a banger. Hey, we got some more bangers. We got two coming today. I'm gonna give y'all two and I'm gonna put it up. Yeah, man. So we gotta talk about the dangers of blind switches, because it's real. For real. Yeah, man. So see, people not seeing the dangers of them switches, and I'm gonna talk about the dangers of them switches. And see, I'm gonna make it so simple that you can be like completely like super ignorant to how this stuff works. And I'm gonna still move Cowboy Nation in the right direction. Because this is very, very important, because we have to start pulling us to a high level of discussion. Because to be all the way honest, a lot of us have developed a Santa Claus mentality. We've been believing these memes that been out here that you can just create space easy and there's no consequences to it, when there's sometimes major consequences to it. And a lot of times what's happening is we not really looking at the details. We just looking at we can free up this, we can free up that. And I'm telling you, it has caused a lot of us not to even be willing to have conversations on real hard decisions. And I'm gonna show y'all today that it's a reason why a very limited amount of teams put big contracts on their books. Okay, it's a reason for that, right? Because a lot of people go out there and say, oh man, other teams do it. Okay, so if the cap is a myth, and if you can just basically hit you some switches, and then you can just all of a sudden get all this money from nowhere from manipulating, then why is only at this point one team with 3 contracts with average per year is over 30? If it was just as easy as hitting switches, why don't these teams just load up with stars on free agency? What makes them avoid that? And we're going to talk about that today. Okay. And so obviously this conversation is stemming from a lot of discussion that's been going on with Pickens, right? And Pickens, and then it's been people that's been talking about Crosby, but most of this is really over Pickens. Most of the Cowboy fans are just really just trying to be as creative as possible to just force a way to pay Pickens, right? And that's where that cap is a myth is real strong right now. It's real strong because people don't want to believe that there's limits to paying your max guys and your top guys, okay? But there are limitations. Okay, give me a second. Let me make sure I can see y'all comments, and then I'm gonna get right into the content. That's the first thing I need to do. And then I'm gonna obviously do my ad read, and then we go get down to business. You hear me? I got y'all though. I'm telling you, these two shows are the problem I have with doing shows like this though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's too many people that don't even want to know the truth.
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
What I really notice is that a lot of Cowboy Nation, we function under what's called confirmation bias. So if somebody's saying what you don't want to hear or what you don't believe, you just tune out and you go to somebody that's gonna tell you what you want to hear. You go to somebody that's gonna tell you, man, you can just manipulate the cap. It's easy. And people like me that's gonna be saying, bro, there's some consequences if you do it wrong. And I'm gonna show you some consequences too. I'm gonna show you. All right, so I can see y'all comments now. Everything is rosy. Let me get this ad read in here, and then we go just start really breaking this whole thing down. I ain't gonna spend 2 hours on this. So go for a Hail Mary on your sleeper picks and win up to 100 times your money. Use promo code BCS and sleeper will 100% match your first deposit up to $100 instantly. Also, Sleeper Picks is a mobile-focused daily fantasy sports platform where you create entries. Simple, by predicting if players will get more or less than the projected stats. That's kind of simple as hell. So they've launched team picks and you can choose winners of each game as well. So even though it's basketball season, football season over with, you can still go get your gamble on. You can get your money on and they go match it up to $100 instantly. All right, so first things first. I've changed completely because I spent some time on this, and what changed me is when I was talking to Michael Gehlken. Okay, and so Michael Gehlken is the only person that didn't do what I call the monopoly form of cap presentation. So when he did his article, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, he didn't do what we did 2 weeks ago. So when I did this with Henny and Landlord, we just looked at all the triggers and what we're capable of doing to free up cap space. But that's what most people do, and they stop. They look at all the different triggers that can be pulled. They look at all the cuts and they say, we can hit some switches. And if we hit them switches, we can do what we want. And it's not true. Because see, it's one thing about what we did. We talked about how to free up money and stuff like that. But what we didn't do is talk about money that's still left on the books from dead switches that was done previous. So we go talk about people that's still on our books, because if you still got people on your books, is it truly $131 million in cap space? No. So if Zach Martin is still in your books, do you really have the space that you think you have? The answer is,
oh, hell no.
What did anybody go check and see if Tank is still in your books? Because if Tank is still in your books, do you have $131 million?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You don't. So what I don't and what I will not do is I won't have this kind of Santa Claus type of content, right? I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do, because when you talking to kids, a lot of times, all of us that have kids, we've all been through this. Kids don't have no ideal of budgets. They just want what they want. They just look at you like you got the ability to go get it, go get me. And then, worst of all, they give Santa Claus credit for the work you did. Yeah, but he's still on the books. Yeah. So, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Go look it up yourself. So when you see Zach Martin still on the books, my question is, shouldn't that be in our projections? But it's not. All of us go with this. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about the dangers of just running with this. And we do this every year. Every year somebody put out a list like this to show what we could do to free up cap savings. Exactly. He said, I'm confused. You did the salary cap breakdown and didn't mention the dead money. Yeah, most people don't. That's my point. Most people don't. And so, and what happens is when we do it that way, it's not a serious conversation. It's just not. So if we go have a serious conversation, what me and Henny is working on now is putting all of it in there and not just doing it for 1 year. The Cowboys already put on record that they do 5-year planning, because you have to look 5 years out. You do, if you're trying to plan, especially if you got some people that you feel like might be home runs. All right, and we're gonna talk about that too. But first, let's kind of talk about some of these theories that's sitting out there and why it's dangerous. All right, that's the first thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna spell it out how sometimes having this mentality has bust us right in the face. So I've been having a lot of obviously discussions on Twitter. So let me show you one. So when I was talking to Danny Phantom and I was saying, and he was saying fans want Max Crosby, but suddenly they're like, whoa, wait a minute. If it means giving up George Pickens, you can't just load up the roster with 20+ million players, right? And I said, yes, you would likely have to pick one in Dallas, right? You would likely have to pick one. And then he came back and said, false. So I'm like, all right, false, okay. And so I said, many Cowboy fans are under the illusion that the cap is a myth. I will do a detailed video today and prove that it's not. We have gotten way too comfortable with monopoly annual cap switch memes. Memes like this. So, and it has caused us not to consider real details. And I called it causing Santa Claus mind states. And then he said, there is no illusion. The cap is a myth. See, it's out here, y'all. It's out here bad. They can easily re-sign Pickens and Crosby. And I said, okay, true, I will present my evidence and I will let you do whatever you want. You know? And so then, you know, usually when you just talking, then it come to sneak dissing. I see the Joneses have the wool over your eyes. You're eating pie still. I said, I will be back with evidence. I don't just talk. Once you see the evidence, then reply. You know, you think you're the only one that knows how the cap works? It's like, all right, bro. Cool, be blessed. I ain't finna go back and forth on shit like that. All right. And so I'm just showing y'all first that it's a lot of people that just think that you can just manipulate the cap and it's easy, and these owners are playing games with us, and that they don't have to actually do budgeting, they don't have to do planning, they just playing with us. It's just artificial numbers, and they can go load up 8 max contracts and it's gonna be okay because the cap is a myth. You can go get as many players as you want, as dope as you want, and then we go hit some switches. We go hit some switches, and it's gonna be okay. Nah, bro. So let me show you just showing you just kind of like what's out here. So my boss said, I don't think anyone believes that the cap is a myth, but being over the cap is a myth. No team can be over the cap. And I said, you didn't read the comments, did you? The first comment clearly said the cap is a myth. And it did, and he did. And then you got people out here who got their whole brand based on the cap is a myth. Now so it's being pushed in a way now people that know the details know better, right? They know better, but we have to be, because I listen to cap is a myth, and if you read even his caption of his channel or page, he said the NFL salary cap and CBA never fall victim to bad sunk costs. The cap is real, so he already saying it, but you probably misunderstood it. See, because he know it's real. So he basically saying there's ways to be clever and maneuver and bend and move, but he is acknowledging that it's real. But the problem it's been so many years of these memes that just show these kind of one-sided projections that it's a lot of people that's not seeing it like the cap is a myth guy. Like, he know that the cap is real. He said you probably just misunderstood it. So, but when you see the cap is a myth, and then when you get these every year, what it start doing is it start putting a false sense of budgeting in average fans. And then they start thinking, you can free up easily, you know, and it just keep happening. And so I'm just kind of painting the picture of what happened. So like, it's certain people that we really dig into the details and we get better because we know better and we have these smart discussions. So like, for instance, me and my brother D.A. Lee. So somebody named Jonathan Wallace said there are a couple of loud content creators that have gotten it in the heads of the fan base that the cap isn't real and that there are no consequences for moving money and manipulating it. And now the expectations are bordering on hysterical. And that's true. That's why you see so many people that'll say stuff like, but boss, we got 320 million APYs on DT. They ain't used to do that. And on top of that, we can have up to 530 APYs or average per years. When there's really, me and Daily talked up today, it's really at this point 2. San Fran, who finna go back down to 2 when they cut Ayuk because they just paid their quarterback Purdy. And I'm gonna explain all of that, right? Detroit is doing it. Then D.A. Lee corrected him and he was right. He was like, you put the Bengals, but T. Higgins is not even 30. So at this point, it's only 2 teams with players that have an average of or higher of 30 APY or average per year on their books. Only 2. Philly not doing that? No, they not. So, and then like my boy D.A. Lee explained, right? Even San Fran likely getting ready to cut Ayuk, and it's likely because, and see, let me explain, and I'm gonna show this. This is the biggest key that a lot of people go miss. What's really going on with these bigger contracts, and why so many owners are very, very leery of big contracts. What a lot of people don't put into their rosy projections. Man, I hate this when this happened, bro. Thank God it worked. Okay, it worked. Bigger contracts create even bigger balloons. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Bigger contracts create even bigger balloons. So let me show that real quick so y'all can see where I'm coming from. So if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, right, and we go take a look at, let's look at Dak Prescott, okay? This Dak, okay? See, one thing that happened on the Dak contract, and you go see this with most of these contracts. Most people, when they talk about these players, they talk about them with this number. They talk about it with the average per year or the average salary. That's why they used to call Dak the $40 million quarterback. Or they used to call him, or right now they call him the $60 million quarterback, right? And most people, when they talking about it, like even what I just did, I said it's only 2 teams with average per year is over 30, right? It's a reason for that, because a lot of teams don't want to overload their books with bigger players, because look what happens. Those bigger contracts, because what really affects the team is the cap hit. You see? The cap hit is what affects the team. And you go see this with pretty much every contract. The first year or 2 of a contract usually is your easier ease to that year's cap, but it balloons over time. So if you continue to restructure these contracts and have bigger contracts, you create these enormous balloons. That's why most teams are not trying to load up on max players. So yeah, so that's bigger contracts create even bigger balloons. That's why all the people, the cap is a myth. That's why you don't see teams loading up on a whole bunch of week 1 free agents, period, because it would destroy your future because of the ballooning of these contracts. Let's look at Micah. This is Micah. We go come back to this. So if you look at Micah, right? Michael, the first cap hit in 2025 was 9.9, or right at 10, right? But what was Cowboy fans saying? He not worth 46 million. We need to get rid of his ass, right? See, when people talk like this, you're not talking based on what's really going on with that cap hit. So if you look at the cap hit, it shows you that at least 3 years of Micah Parsons was very affordable. Very affordable. So we talking about 9.9 in relation to a generational pass rush, right? Then in 2026, he would have only been 19. And then in 27, he would have been 26. But what are you seeing with another big contract? Massive ballooning. So let's say if you kept restructuring these, you would also be adding on to the already ballooning big contract. That's why you don't have a lot of teams that do these. You can only put so many of these on your books. That's why you don't have a bunch of teams with this. Period. And that's why we can't have monopoly conversations. Because big contracts create even bigger balloons on your cap and your budgeting. That's why you have a limited amount of people that have 2 or 3 max contracts on their books. And then if you think about what Dallas fans are saying, Dallas fans are saying, let's get 3 DTs at 20 average per years. Don't cut none of them. Keep them all. Because we gonna be able to hit some switches. We gonna hit some switches. It's gonna all work out. It's gonna all work out. Yeah, just all we gotta do is hit some switches. Hit them switches. So we talking about having 3 DTs at 20 APYs, not looking at the ballooning of their cap hits into the future. We ain't even talking about that. We just looking at the monopoly. We looking at the monopoly chart. Just extend them. We good. We good. No. How's it go balloon out? How does that affect your future with this window that you want to have for Dak? Okay, we don't want to have that conversation. Okay, that's why me and Henny go actually have that conversation. We doing the work right now. We doing a lot of work to really have a real conversation, right? So, and that's why I'm trying to really explain this to try to make this as simple and see, Paul, I appreciate you, dog, because when you really start breaking this down, guess what people start doing? They start talking serious like Paul. They start talking serious like he said, cut Osa. Right. See, when you don't explain this right, people be thinking you can keep everybody. You can keep everybody. Oh, yeah. 320 APY DTs. Plus, we talking about having the most players with an average per year or higher of 30 million. And all of that is going to be ballooning. All of that. So let's count. So Dak is over 30 by a lot. You can even count him as 2 30s. I ain't going to even do that to you. I should, because that's fair. But let's just count it. Dak should be 2 because he's actually 60 on the APY, which means that he's going to balloon extremely high. Okay. So you got Dak. I'm going to count that as 1, even though that should be 2. Then you got CeeDee Lamb. Then we talking about paying Pickens 30 plus. And he likely go come back over DK Metcalf. Yeah, that's Pickens. Then we saying, hey, hit some switches. And we can then even add Max Crosby with no problem. That's what people saying out here in these streets. No problem. And we forgot that Tyler Smith is almost 30, so that's right at 5. And people out here really saying, like, hit some switches, get it done. Boss, didn't you say our voice matter? Let's just complain and then we go get them to do it. Nah, I ain't trying to destroy the books going forward. And this is what I mean by destroy the books. Because this is not about what we can create in the short term. This is what we trying to do in this window of Dak. You can be so sloppy on your switches that you actually then cause chaos for people that's going to need to be paid into the future. Because you sloppy. Let's just hit the switches. We can free it up, pay, and then we can pay Pickens. But we not looking at the consequences of just hitting the switches. Just hit the switches. Just hit the switches. Yeah, and so my boy Daly say by next season more teams will have 3 players at or over 3 million plus. And I agree because the cap is rising. But what also should rise is the 30 million. So what 30 million is basically a benchmark to show you almost the stress levels on teams. So you don't keep that number the same when the cap is rising. You should raise that number according to the percentage of cap at the time we start having this discussion. This is what I mean. So we start having the threshold discussion of 30 million in 2024 when it was no teams that was doing that, right? So what you're supposed to do is you should say, okay, the cap was, let's say if the cap was $200, 200 million, just throwing out a number. So what you would do is say, okay, it's grown by 50% or 50 million. So whatever the percentage of growth is on the cap, we should put that percentage of growth on that 30 million, because then that would be the new barrier of stress on teams in terms of their ability to be able to handle $30 million. You don't keep $30 million the same as years are starting to go forward with an expanding cap. You don't do that, because then that's going to make a false bar. The bar of 30 million should rise too. Yeah. So, but because then obviously, because what's going to happen is when the new CBA kick in and you got all these new revenues from the gambling, television contracts and all of that, 30 million not going to be what it used to be. Just like, think about it. Just about 6 years ago or 7 years ago, quarterback money used to be what? 28 million. But the cap has been rising. So now 28 million is not what it used to be in terms of budgets. It's not. Why? Because the cap has been rising by 25 million every year. So the new quarterback money is going to also continue to rise. So it's just what it is. So I'm not gonna make excuses for and I'm not gonna be over here like the cap ain't real. No, that shit real. And at some point we gotta have some real mature conversations instead of kind of like Santa Claus talk. Because the Santa Claus talk is basically, we had that type of talk when we want to try to force Dallas to do what we want them to do. We feel like they can pay every man. We use examples like Philly and the Rams, and y'all don't really look at Philly and the Rams. You don't really go look at the fact that they actually making hard decisions. You don't look at the fact that they got rid of Cooper Kupp. You don't look at that. You just think they Santa Claus and keep all of it. No, they don't. They make hard decisions. They move on from people. Green Bay moved on from Adams because they signed their quarterback. Yeah, it happens. And then somebody say, so are you signing Crosby or no? Absolutely, I would want to sign Crosby, but I'm also looking at the budget and I'm like, bro, I really don't see us being able to do that, especially long term. I see if we did Crosby, especially with the way Cowboy fans are talking like the cap is Santa Claus, they saying, yeah, go get Crosby, who go have a much higher APY than 30, right? He go be in the 40s, right? So you go have him, Dak in the 60s, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, and we it's not gonna, and every one of their contracts are gonna be ballooning into the future. And on top of that, Tyler Smith. And on top of that, 3 DTs that's getting 20 APYs per year. And Dallas fans are saying, y'all do it all. Do it. Shit, bro. Come on, let's get real, dog. And I know you do your research. I ain't talking about you, D.A. Lee. I'm talking about these other cats. Me and you always have a much higher discussion. Yeah, like me, you, and Henny. That's the people that need to talk about this type of stuff. The people that can truly go back and forth with the details of this stuff. It's a whole lot of people, they just talking, bro. It's like they just playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like D.A. Lee said the other day, he said the cap is real, but it can be manipulated. And it can. But then there's a stress point to where you can get it to where you went too far in that shit and you totally blew up your whole future. Like blew it up. Especially if you start trying to get a bunch of max contracts. Because what people not factoring in is the ballooning of those contracts. They just not. But what I was showing y'all is what's in the streets. And what's in the streets, honestly, is a result of us. I blame us. I do. I blame us for not being detailed enough in our discussions. When we just do this and just leave it alone, everybody's not Henny. Everybody's not D.A. Lee. Me and Henny can go back and forth and say, but what about next year with Osa? What's going to happen with the dead caps on that? What about Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams? And then we'll start kind of cutting this down and making it make more sense. A lot of people ain't going to do like D.A. Lee. A lot of people ain't going to do like Henny. We ain't going to really. Yeah. And he said the Saints went through this. Yeah. But see, how many stars do the Saints have on their team? If we really go look at their books, if we go really look at their team, right? Because that's what we saying. We saying, hey man, the cap is a myth. See, yeah, the Saints went through this, but how many players do they have that have 30 plus APYs? I guarantee they don't have a lot. They may not have any. Why? Because they went through this, meaning that cap kicked their ass back and they trying to clean it up. Let's keep it real now, right? How many people do the Saints have with some real significant payrolls? I guarantee it, without looking at it, that is womp womp. I guarantee it's womp womp in the bitch. I guarantee it. And see, this is why I fucks with D.A. Lee. This is my dog. See, everybody can't have this discussions. Everybody can't be real like my boy D.A. Lee. See, when we go back and forth, we have real discussions. At least they don't have any at all because they cleaning that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And he say, Boss Cowboy, how you feel about getting Phillips? Real quick, he say, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna answer this real quick. I'm being all the way honest, bro. I'm not cool with the ideas that we have and the thoughts that we have on edge. I'm just being all the way honest, bro. I'm gonna be all the way honest. The same way a lot of y'all feel about Pickens, I still feel about Micah. What do you mean, boss? A lot of y'all have this temperament like, I'm not going back. Nah. I want my 2 Lamborghinis and make it work. I want my 2 Lamborghinis. I want CD Lamb and I want Pickens. Make it work. But we literally cheered as Micah Parsons walked out and didn't get no replacement for that shit. So I'm not cool, just like y'all wouldn't be cool and not cool with these old way under than Micah ass people. And then we've now made excuses like, well, if you go look at the Super Bowl, you know, they haven't had a whole bunch of top end pass rushers, boss. Come on now. That mean you don't need it. That's some bullshit. Hell nah. Cause guess what? If every one of them teams that was in the Super Bowl could have got a Micah, they would have got him. But the problem is, it's only about 5 of their ass in the league. So people got this bad deduction, like just because they ain't played in the Super Bowl recently, that they not worth their value. No, every one of these top tier pass rushers would make your defense better. Stop it. But we over here like, we don't need Crosby, because what would we do that? It's like, bro, listen, bro. Defensive end is going to always be a higher value than wide receiver 2. You should always, in a sound mind, if you had an option of wide receiver, if you had to settle, it should never be even a discussion that you go pick wide receiver 2 over defensive end. That should never happen. And see, that's why my homie D.A. Lee, he was like, boss, this trade for trade ain't gonna happen, bro. And I was like, yeah, they would have to be stupid. They would. Now, stupid does happen. Remember, we gave Amari away for a fit, so people do stupid shit, right? But D.A. Lee was like, bro, that's Crosby is worth more than that. But see, if you go out here and fight in the streets, and we talking about Crosby, you know what people treat us when we talk about Crosby for a trade, if that was possible, likely it's not possible. People come at us like we crazy. Like, why would you do that? Traded for Pickett to Crosby, that would be stupid. I'd be like, that's because you stupid. Shit, you stupid as hell. Plus, it's way easier to replace a wide receiver 2 than to find a generational, not even generational, just a top 6 pass rusher. Them boys don't grow on trees. What the hell wrong with y'all? But then you'll have a whole lot of people out here sneak dissing, calling us Stephen Jones, because we telling you, you're going to likely have to make a decision. Yeah. And if you have a chance to go get one, you go get it. And we do have a chance because we have 2 number 1s. That could be enticing, because in a normal world, we wouldn't even be in the conversation, because it's going to take so many picks likely to even get him. They already talking about a Micah type. They ain't playing, bro. Them boys are talking about likely 2 first rounders and something. For real. So no, we got to really stop some real football, man. And I'm be honest, I'm frankly sick of the shit. I'm frankly sick of people out here. Man, that would be stupid. Like, bro, no, bro, do you understand? Damn, I shouldn't even have to explain this. But what happened is, so many Cowboy fans, just to be honest, we don't value defense, bro. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me show y'all a couple more things, and we go get into it. Cause I'm just trying to break this down as fast as possible. And I'm gonna show you the mind state of a lot of our fans, and it's true, bro. It's true. Like, me going back and forth, it'd be like, bro, I'm like, God damn. So, like, look, I said most Cowboy fans don't respect defense. They want excitement. That is why most weirdly, and I meant this, cheered the loss of Micah, but would sell their soul for GP. There's no pick at 12 or 20 that would be Micah. And then I said, I want Dallas Cowboys to get our Micah reparations. And see, because you see a disdain for defense mostly from Cowboy Nation. Like, this dude he said, sorry, but Quentin Williams in the first still to come. Assuming the first turns into something decent, I'd much rather be where we are than paying one guy Micah. I've moved on, and so have fans. Yeah, it's a disrespect for defense, man. Yeah. And then, even though I'm like, bruh, Micah is a force multiplier. And defensive end, like a Crosby, would be too. And so look at this guy, Marcus. He dead ass serious too. He's serious. He's serious as hell. He said, yeah, but we don't need a Micah. He ain't make the defense better. Yeah. And so somebody asked the question, does Seattle have a force multiply? No, they got common sense though. You know why? You know why they got common sense? Because they had 2 number ones. Y'all ain't gonna be ready for this. They had JSN and they had DK Metcalf. And what did they do? Traded DK Metcalf for Tank. Oh, they don't want to. Oh, they don't want to. Ooh, they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk to me. Oh, they don't want to talk to me today. So all this talk we was doing, man, Tank backed it up. Tank backed it up. Go look at what Seattle did. Was they over here like us? We need 2 number ones to win it all. They was like, let's get one of these number ones. Let's get rid of one of these dudes. Let's get rid of one of them. Let's put that on D. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shit. He say DK requested a trade though. I don't give a damn that he requested a trade. Guess who else requested a trade and they paid his ass? Myles Garrett. Shit. Cowboy Nation to be like, Cowboy Nation, Pam! Here's some switches! Here's some switches! Hit the switches! We need DK! We need and JSN! We have to have it to win the Super Bowl! We must have it! We have to! My boy say, boss fans still don't realize front office is lying. Give us what we want, the majority want. Yeah, they want pass happy. We do, bro. We do. I'm telling you. That's why I'm trying to show y'all this shit, bro. I'm showing y'all the mentality that we have here, bro. I'm telling you. That's why we over here like, you don't really need. But guess what Jay Glazer said? He said when they figured out that when they said Max Crosby could become available, they say that boy received 21 phone calls in one day. $21, bro. Yeah, bro. And so look, let me keep going, bro. I'm gonna keep going. And boy said Cowboy fans like points, bro. We like them excited ass losses, bro. We do, bro. We love it when Green Bay was just going up and down the field in the playoffs and our defense couldn't stop it. And we was like, Dak gotta put it on his shoulder. See, we want that bullshit. I don't want that shit. Y'all want that. I don't want that. I like how I like that Purdy them and it was able to just be trash. They was trash the whole time. Not Purdy, CJ, yeah, quarterback for the Texas. Ass, booty, cheeks with fart juice. New England quarterback was Dookie with boo-boo. Trash. But see, we don't respect defense, bro. We don't. I'm just being honest, we don't. That's why we keep trying to find these settlements for defensive end. They keep trying to give you stuff way under par than what you had. They want shit, and then they get mad when they say y'all want to be the Bengals. You just trying to manipulate us, boss. It's like, no, you do want to be the Bengals, bro. You want to put all your cap on offense and can't stop shit. Y'all want 55 points and want to lose 56 to 55. But at least we got a 40 burger. I swear, bro. He said, hold on, let me go back to this. He said, yeah, but we don't need a Micah. He ain't make this defense better at all. We need a bunch of good ones that will fit our DTs. Can I ask y'all a question? Didn't we have a bunch of good ones last year? Didn't we have a lot of people that Wasn't it people making content that Donovan Ezeraku was gonna replace Micah? Didn't we do numbers saying that shit last year? Wasn't it us that was saying Donovan Ezeraku has a first round grade? Wasn't that Cowboy Nation saying that shit? Sam Williams is finna get his chance. You know, when Micah was traded, they were showing Micah Sam Williams was doing all kind of shit in the gym. He trying to show, I'm finna take up the slack that Micah. Yeah, I'm finna take. We got Marshawn Nealon, rest in peace. Man, that's finna take up the slack. Yeah, we just needed a bunch of good ones. Hey, Clowney. Bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. But I'm really asked we got Fowler. We don't need Micah. And look, he's serious. My boy Marcus is dead ass serious. All right, bro. And then I said, Micah didn't make the defense better at all. I'm like, shit, I need my Micah reparations. And see, we might have to come up with a new name. And see, Queen, come here, girl. Oh, I love Queen. See, Queen coming. See, when you really start talking about the cap for real, people start talking about making real decisions. When you be talking about the cap like it's Santa Claus, nobody make real decisions. Look, see, now we talking about real decisions. Cause see, we having a real discussion. we just not presenting this. We not just presenting this like Monopoly. Hey, we can free up 131. So guess what? Ain't nobody gonna talk about hard decisions when we present it like this. Nah, but when you present it right, guess what everybody mind start doing? And see, let's hold on real quick. And see, this is why I'm doing this show right here next. I'm doing 2 shows. I ain't doing no more shows on this shit. I'm gonna just send people links. Me and Henny had this discussion. I'm gonna go, boy, y'all gonna like this show. This show gonna be stupid. I'm gonna do this show later. The jealousy strategy. Ooh, y'all ain't ready to talk about the jealousy strategy. So when I talk about the jealousy strategy, that's all these contracts that we do to make our real stars jealous. Oh, y'all don't think that's what Jerry doing? That's exactly what Jerry be doing. What you think what Trey Lance was? Huh? What do you think Bland was? Bringing Bland to the middle of the field. And my boy say, boss, I've been said trade Pickens. Boy, I know you've been getting your ass jumped. I know if you've been saying this in the streets. Ooh, I know you've been getting your ass jumped. I already know you've been getting your ass jumped, man. Shout out to Queen and Sticky for the super chats. I'm gonna talk about that too. I ain't gonna give it away now, but yeah, it's a whole like. Let's keep it real though. See, if we gonna really talk about trying to pay Pickens, this is where Henny right 1,000,000%. If you really talking about paying Pickens, we need to stop being silent when they over here talking about paying people that's way under the standard of these stars. Ooh, I said it. Take it easy. Take it easy on my back, damn it, Mr. Nasty Time.
Oh, Mr. Nasty Time.
Oh, I'm being nasty. Oh, I got Williams on there too. Boss. That's messy. Why do you have Williams on there? Because why in the hell would I be cool with us paying Williams and Pickens ain't paid? And then Queen say, CD is a diva and got the dropsies. Oh man, take it easy. Take it easy on my back. Take it easy, Queen. But see, I love how people willing to have these hard discussions when we talking about really trying to build this team. You know what I'm saying? Oh, see, all of us should have had a problem. All of us should have had a problem when Osa was being talked to first by Jerry. Oh, instead of Mike. Oh, y'all not ready to tag. All of us should have had a problem when Crawford was on this team, but we was talking about cutting deads. Oh, take it easy on my back. I'll be back. I'm gonna say that for this evening. Or I'm gonna do a video on that. Call it a day. But hold on real quick. Let me get to it. I should have started with this point I'm finna make right now, but the room should be full enough for me to make this point. Let's really get down to the danger of these switches, and then I'm gonna come back to some of these fights I've been having on Twitter, and we go get really down to it. Let's talk about the real danger. Okay, all right, let's go. Y'all stay with your boy. So this is gonna require us to go a little bit back in time. Okay, just a little bit back in time. This is why we can't have a Santa Claus mentality. Listen. Oh, you sure not hurt my feelings. Hold on, that ain't the right clip. Hold on. Where is the damn clip? Man, boy boss, hopefully you ain't deleted being an idiot. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Hold on real quick. This is it.
Pushing that money in the future. You're kicking the can down the road. You're essentially, creating cap space today in 2022, as we speak in 2024, but bear with me.
Right. Damn, that ain't needed either. Hold on real quick. I think that's it. Damn. Did you delete it? I don't think I did. Hold on. Y'all give me a second, man. I'm putting pressure on myself. All right, we might have to just listen to all of it. Fuck it. Because I got to go back to something you said in this article too, and then I'm gonna ask you another question about this. Hey, and listen, y'all, this is worth it. Because let me just show y'all real quick. He goes through. That ain't it. I know that ain't it because I listened to it. Hold on real quick. It might be this one. Damn.
You're creating space in 2022, and in exchange, that's let's say, let's say $3 million less off of 2023, and then $3 million less off 24 and 25, and so forth. So when you just kick the can down the road to create immediate cap space, you are hamstringing yourself in the future because that's effective cap space is going down, and that's what has happened when they've done that with Zach Martin, and that.
I want y'all to listen to that.
In 25, and so forth. So when you just kick the can down the road to create immediate cap space, you are hamstringing yourself in the future because that's effective cap space is going down, and that's what has happened when they've done that with Zach Martin, and that's a big issue. He's going to cost a tremendous amount of dead money over the next 2 years in terms of 2025 and 2026.
What did he just say? Hitting them Zach Martin switches is gonna cost us win. Hit the switches. See, this is why we can't just have that the cap is a myth mentality, because you want to pay everybody. And you don't object when it's time to object because you think you can pay everybody. You think the cap is a fucking myth. So when it's time to be tough and say, hey, Zach, hell no, man. Get your ass.
Oh, hell no.
No, the cap is a myth. Hit the switches. Hit the switch again. Hit the switch again. And so, yeah. And so somebody say, new TV money will absorb the switches. Fucking no, it. We gotta have some real planning, y'all, bro. We can't just be just like this. It's that hit the switch mentality. It's go just absorb it, right? All right. So the cap rises by 25 million. Been rising since COVID, about 25 million, right? So since the cap has been rising by 25 million, let me show you the cost of these switches, bro. Okay, this mentality, because see, I remember what was happening. Zach Martin skipped everybody. Right, he skipped the line. He did. It was a lot of people sitting right in front of Zach Martin. Right? And so what was happening, and then you say, then how do the Rams do it? The Rams don't do what y'all saying do. He said, how does the Rams do it? I'm explaining that. I'm gonna come back to that. The Rams, see, y'all be making up stuff. Y'all be acting like the Rams got all these players on max contracts. The Rams ain't got no shit like that going on. They don't, bro. Like what we trying to say Dallas should do right now, no other team has that going on, bro. We trying to say pay about 5 players on average 30 per year. Plus we trying to say keep 3 players that on average with 20 per year. Plus we acting like there's no ramification, no ballooning of those dead cap hits. Cause see, the problem is them big contracts also have real big consequences down the line. That's why I showed y'all the accelerating of those cap hits. I showed y'all that. I showed y'all how Michael went from 9.9 to 19 to 26 to 42. So if you was the type that kept restructuring, you kept one day that 42 was gonna come due. And guess what that 42 plus all those restructures do? It eats up the rising cap. And that's just one player. That's just one. That's why you can't have a bunch of them on your books. And people not understanding that. That's why you can't be like, it's a myth. The Rams do it. Philly do it. They load up. No, y'all ain't looking at Philly, bro. Y'all not really looking at how Philly does their business, dog. No, you not. Because if you're really looking at how Philly does business, bro, Philly don't do them tags that we waste. They don't run up their own price by dragging out their best. No, they don't, bro. I showed y'all many times that Philly gets their best players done early. And they do it in April. We wait till August and July, which allows a whole lot of other players to get in front of our players, which runs up their price. That same thing happened to Dak. Let's really talk about this for real. Like real grown men and women. Let's really talk about this. So what really caused Dak to balloon? Come on now. Let's talk about this for real. What really ballooned Dak? Don't bullshit me now. Don't bullshit me now. What caused Dak to really balloon the first time? Huh? Let's talk about it. See, when Dak was due after year 3, his rookie contract, what did Jerry and them do? What did they do? They played option quarterback. And what happened? They let 2 people get in front of Dak, where Dak was absolutely gonna be like, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Who was those 2 people? Wentz and Goff. He was drafted with them dudes. So when he was drafted with them dudes and he saw their contract and Dallas was making offers less, he was over here like,
no, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
yeah. So Dak could have went for 28 million, and you could have had Dak for 28 million, likely for 6 years, because that's what everybody was doing at the time for Dallas. But they kept trying to force him to be under, and they was slow poking, paying Dak. So then when Dak, and they kept doing it, so when Dak finally got paid, the average per year was 40 million. So let's just do some basic ass math. 28 million from 40 is 12. 12 times 4 on a 4-year contract is 48 million in terms of an increase. And on top of that, they tagged them. So they also threw away 31.5 million. So we talking about on one player, $70 million worth of waste. So when you say Philly does it, the Rams does it, okay, well, do they do the bullshit games we do?
Oh, hell no.
So let's get back to business, bro. You know, no, we don't do business like the Rams. We don't do business like Philly. And even they ain't got a whole bunch of players on max contracts, because they don't want those max contracts ballooning on them. Oh, man, that's a whole nother subject, bro. But let me get back to the cost. See, because Michael Gehlken said it early. You know why he said it was a problem coming early? Because he didn't do the monopoly math. He did the real math. What's the real math? You don't just show how we can hit some switches and free shit up. And we getting ready to do the real math too. Me and Henny is setting this up right now. But most people go with this. They go with this and that's it. Hey, we can free up 131. That's, hey, man, shit. The cap is a myth. Let's go. Sign everybody. Sign Crosby. Sign shit. Shit, man. Man, fuck it, man. Go throw Dress in there, man. Hey, man, you can do what you want. The cap is a myth. But now, what Michael Gehlken said is one of them switches y'all just hit Zach Martin. Y'all just hit one of them switches, and that's gonna hit you in 25 and 26. Cause he actually did what we don't do. Is he looked at the dead money cap charge. Oh, and then he added that into the so you don't have as much money as you thought. You don't. Oh, this is finna get even nastier. Y'all ready for this to get nasty? Y'all ready for it to get nasty? Where y'all go hopefully really see the danger of just hitting these switches. Just hit the switches. Pay everybody. Pay old Zach Martin. Don't be tough. Don't make that hard decision. Don't make that. Keep him. He's a future Hall of Famer. Keep him. Hit the switches, and just it's gonna work itself out. Okay. But what really happened? What really happened is the cost of Zach Martin. Guess who it really fucked you off with? Oh, y'all don't want to hear the truth today.
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
See, this is the danger of the hit the switches, just hit the switches. You go fuck around, hit the wrong switch. Hit the switches. We ran out there. We wasn't tough. We paid an aging Hall of Famer. And it had young bulls to pay. A lot of young bulls. Dak needed his second contract. Zach Martin skipped that. Still wasn't paid. Zach Martin skipped that. CeeDee Lamb wasn't paid. Zach Martin skipped that. And what do we say? Pay him. And what did Michael Gehlken say? That's gonna come up. That dead cap finna come hit your ass. Them switches, oh, they coming back. Oh, them switches, oh yeah, they coming back. That can that you kick down the road, it's finna kick your ass right back. And it did. Bow! So let's calculate the cost for real. Let's not play no games. Let's talk like grown men and women right now. Let's talk like grown men and women right now. Let's really make this hurt too. Let's really make this hurt. So we got a guy that retired that's still on your books to this day. Hit the switches. Hit the switches. Hit the switches. We had a guy that was up and coming that's gone. So let's just kind of look at this real quick. Let's really make this pain go in. Let's calculate the cost of hitting the switches. Hitting the switches. Hitting the switches. Keep hitting them switches blind. See what happens. Okay, so your cap hit in 2025 for Michael would have been, if you structured it like Green Bay, 9.9. Damn, that went to Zach Martin. Damn. Oh, it's right there, right in your face. Oh, wow. Okay, what about the next year, 2026, 19.9? Oh, that switch, Zach Martin, 16. Hit the switches. Hit the see, we can sign Pickens. Just hit the switches. Hit the switches. Yeah, and I'm glad you said this, bro, because she don't get credit for this. I'm so glad we got some real people up in this. This is why I really respect y'all, bro, because y'all got some good ass memories. Because Star got bullied for being right. Oh, I ain't forgot. You ain't forgot neither. Yeah, boss, don't forget Star wanted to get rid of Zach Martin a year early. Yep. Oh, she got bullied, didn't she? Didn't she get bullied? Wasn't everybody on there like, shut up, you're a woman podcaster, you don't know what you're talking about. You pay Zach Martin whatever he wants because his name is Zach Martin. Hit the switches. Just hit the switch and just make it work and shut your mouth, woman. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a woman. Women don't know nothing about football. Women can't be tough. And she was ahead of everybody. She was one of the only few that came out loud and was like, shit. And she got bullied. I ain't forgot that. All these egotistical men was calling out sexist, all kind of, and she was right. And she was just tougher than a lot of men who actually got some. She had more nuts than men. Oh, damn! Did I say that? Oh! Star had more balls than some of y'all. Ooh. She was willing to make the tough decision. Oh, damn! Take it easy on my back. Oh, I said it. I said it. But see, when you got this mentality that the cap is just, we don't make hard decisions. We don't. Pay Ferg? Sure. Pay Ferg right in front of Micah? Why not? It's the cap. It's fake. Pay Bland coming off a bad year right in front of Micah, all on the field, flirting with his agents. Shit. Make Michael wait. The cap ain't real anyway. See, you ain't go talk tough. You not go get mad about your stars getting done bad when you think the cap is a myth. You just go come up with your wish list and you gonna be like, they can pay everybody. There's no reason to actually talk about tough decisions. Shit. Hit the switches. And I'm showing y'all that the fact that we wasn't tough cost us Micah. Because he would have been a third player on our books with a 30+ million APY. And Gelkin was warning, teams ain't doing this. Teams ain't doing that. But Star wasn't by herself. I took some bullets too.
They have to hold. The Dallas Cowboys front office must hold. I don't think they go hold, but I think they must hold. They have to protect the way they have been doing business, because with their best players, it has been working. So if you allow Zach Martin to put pressure on you while already having a contract to get more, who's gonna stop the other group of youngsters that's coming up to also hold your feet to the fire?
Michael wouldn't have been $47 million in Dallas. He wouldn't even been close to that. So I was talking about being responsible, because I know you got to make hard decisions. You know what it should have been? It should have been an announcement. It should have been rumors is that the Dallas Cowboys are considering trading Zach Martin. That's what it should have been. Right at that time, right when he held out, it should have been Dallas Cowboys are having internal discussions about trading Zach Martin. But you know what would have happened? It would have been a whole bunch of people. You have to pay Zach Martin. You just need to go hit those damn switches and get it done. We need the Hall of Famer. No, you didn't. You had McGovern sitting right behind him, who then end up going to Buffalo and getting 2 Pro Bowls. He was sitting right there the whole time. A guy you spent a premium pick on. You got him at pick 90. But we had this Santa Claus mentality of hit the switches, just hit the damn switch, just do whatever you got to do. Go press all the buttons. Go hit all the levers. It's a myth anyway. Come on. It's a myth. It's a myth. It's not even real. You can do whatever you want with the cap. You just need to hit the switch and move it on down. Other teams do it. Philly does it. The Rams. Man, shit, bro. Like, we got to listen. The reason why I'm happy we having this discussion, because we taking this discussion up. All this old, like, we don't know. We gonna start talking, like, we gonna make it popular for Cowboy fans to have discussions like me, Henny, and D.A. Lee. We gonna make this popular. Barnes gonna have to think now. This ain't gonna be that just hit some switch shit. And yeah, we ain't finna do that no more. If I see anybody that just throw out a meme of what we create, I'ma already lose respect for you. I'm gonna be like, bro, you still in the elementary, bro. You elementary as fuck, bro. If you still just showing this type shit, see, this is just where we're starting. This is where me and Hen are starting. But we got some more work to do to show the real picture. But it's people do this shit every year. This right here. They can just hit some switches. Hit this switch. Hit that switch. Out the cap is a myth. So guess what? When it's time to make a real decision, and you got people over here like Star saying what's right, what's best for your team, we're not willing to do it because we think we can pay everybody.
So if you allow, and I'm just keeping it real, if you allow Zach Martin to do this, you telling me Michael Parsons not next? You allow, and I'm just keeping it real, if you allow Zach Martin to do this, you telling me Michael Parsons not next?
Somebody say play it again. I almost don't want to because it pissed me off. I'm dead ass, bro. I slam my keyboard for real, bro. I'll play it again. It pisses me off though.
So if you allow, and I'm just keeping it real, if you allow Zach Martin to do this, you telling me Micah Parsons not next?
Hit the switches. Hit the switches. Okay, so we should clearly see that philosophy is dangerous. Because you still have Zach Martin on your books, and let me just say it real. His holdout took Micah money. Clebo, you already into my next show, bro. Oh man, see my next show, I might do a video on there. I might go live, but Clebo, you already in my Kool-Aid, bro. I told you I'm doing 2 shows today. I ain't talking about this no more. He said, I don't think it's a high paying contract. The problem is the mid-level players getting paid. Oh, bro, you see, that's my next show or my next video. I don't know if I'm gonna go live and do it. That's why I call it the jealousy strategy. Just really look at this. It truly is a jealousy strategy, bro. Yes, you telling me when they signed Jalen Smith, that wasn't a jealousy strategy? Y'all remember that? And see, this is the worst part about the jealousy strategy. They let them jealousy boys stay on the books. So you telling me talking to Osa wasn't a jealousy strategy to try to draw Micah to the table? Huh? You telling me using that fort to get Trey Lance was a jealousy strategy? Oh, see, y'all don't want to keep it real today. See, y'all want to lie right in my damn face.
Take it easy on my back.
Nah, that was a jealousy strategy, homie. You paid Ferg, and man, I ain't gonna get into my next show. That's my next show. I ain't gonna give y'all that content right now. But see, I'm really trying to take my time and show, bro. Hitting the switches, hit the switches. Yeah, that sounds cute. Man, I want to pay everybody, boss. Yeah, boss, why we can't pay everybody, boss? Why we can't just go get Pickens, hit some switches, and just hit all the switches, and then we can pay Micah. I mean, we can pay Crosby, we can pay Pickens, we can pay Dak, we can pay Tyler Smith, we can pay. Fucking sound like a kid, bro. Like for real, bro. When we talk like that, that's exactly what we sound like. We sound like kids talking to Santa Claus. We can get Pickens, we can get Crosby, we can get. Let me see what I want for Christmas on my Christmas list. Okay, Dak, pay him, and then let me see who else I want. What else I want for Christmas? Tyler Smith. And I want y'all to throw in Rico, and I want you to throw in. I want y'all to throw in. Yet you see no teams doing that because they don't want that balloon, bro. Yeah, bro. We sound like kids, bro. Listen, bro. We call ourselves on this channel executives, bro. You feel me? Now it's some other channels. I promise you, they out there telling the fans everything they want to hear, bro. I swear to God, they telling the fans everything they want to hear. They telling the fans shit like, man, just get bold. And it's like, yeah, you can, but if you get bold, you probably gonna have to blow it up fast. Yeah. You gonna have to probably blow it up fast. I ain't trying to have no 1 year window with a quarterback that got 5 years left. Oh, let me wait. Let me turn off the music and say that again, because that might have went over somebody's head. I don't want to pay for a 1 year window when my quarterback has about 5 years left. Absolutely, he got 3 good ones left. He probably got about 5 total left. So when everybody got this, pay both of them. They not telling you that, yeah, we can free up space, but that's going to cause us to have some dead cap into the future. Especially if you have it on big contracts, it's going to be extreme. So what I would prefer is a 3-year window, not a 1 year. I don't want us to be so aggressive on switches to where you have to blow it up the next year. Meaning it's going to take some compromise. We ain't going to be able to hit every switch. We going to have to let some people go. We can't just be like, let's just sign, steal, fuck it. Let's keep Kenny Clark, Osa, and Quentin Williams 8. It's a myth. It's a myth. It ain't going to matter. Nah, we got a budget. Sorry. We got to make some hard decisions. And then when you say that, people go say, boss, you just boss over there sounded like Stephen Jones. I would slap you in your face. Let me play this intro. I'm going to play this intro for that. Hold on. I'm going to play the real.
I know that you're watching, plotting and wishing and praying that I fall. Yeah. Shout out my haters, I know that you're watching, plotting and wishing and praying that I fall.
Yeah.
Shout out my haters, I know that you're watching, plotting and wishing and praying that I fall. I just want to talk to you.
I just want to talk to you.
Like you can shit around, make this the first one.
Right.
When I say just for you, I mean like, you ain't that nigga. Just when you get money, and nigga, like, I be praying for you niggas too. Like, I just pray God, keep got you niggas, baby. Cause God know I should have one you niggas at that.
Yeah. Boss over here, he being Stephen Jones. Boy.
I be praying for you niggas too. Like, I just pray God, keep got you niggas, baby. Cause God know I should have one you niggas at that.
For real. I mean that. Boss over here, Stephen Jones. Now, boss love his team. Yeah, boss love his team. Shit. So boss is not gonna just go with the crowd. That boy say boss finna blow my speakers out. My bad, bro. My bad. But they say it's bumping in y'all ride. If it's bumping in y'all ride, let me bump it up a little bit more for y'all. Yeah, let's go. I ain't gonna blow y'all speakers out. But nah, look at all the sneak dissing boys be doing, because we over here trying to have a grown man conversation. You feel me? So, like, listen, obviously, man, listen, I do want Pickens. I do want Crosby. I want us to get Trey. I want us to get better. But I want us to have at least a 3-year window. You know what I'm saying? I don't want us to get so switch happy, right? I don't want us to get to where we just sloppily hitting switches, sloppily communicating the switches. You know what I'm saying? Sloppy. Nah. We are forcing a higher level conversation now. No more memes, you know, of what can be created and then that's it. Nah, we executives over here. We not kids. This is a higher learning location, brother. This is a higher football location where we gonna have real discussions on real football hard decisions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. You know. So let me make sure I ain't leave nothing out, cause I had so much that I want to talk about. Now, one thing that I did want to talk about. Hold on, real quick. Let me see. I think I hit the most important things I did. All right. Cause see, you know what happens sometimes is you prepare to have this discussion and then you'll get off and say, man, I forgot to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I ain't do that. I think I covered the main things. I think I did. All right. I'm pretty confident I did. So listen. It's a couple of things that to me that would make us better. Somebody say, so you don't want to re-sign Pickens now? Yeah, I do. Of course I do. I want to re-sign Pickens. Let me explain that real quick. Yes, I do want to re-sign Pickens. Yes, I do. At the same time, I'm not in love with Pickens to the point to where I wouldn't offer him if it made the team overall better. I wouldn't. It's really nobody that I wouldn't do that for. Like, for real. I would do it to Dak. I would. In a heartbeat. The problem with doing it with Dak is quarterbacks on Dak level is so hard to find. You could have first round draft picks for the next 10 years and you might not ever find another Dak. Yeah, I said that. Go look at real teams that been in real quarterback purgatories. Go look how long the Texans had to wait before they finally got Watson. And then he fell off. Then they get CJ. Now he looking like he was a one-year wonder. They still are not confident in their quarterback. I can say that they haven't been confident in their quarterback since Watson. And then he got caught up in the ooey. You know what I'm saying? I ain't judging the man. But he got caught up and I think it affected his mind. Go look at how long Cleveland been waiting. Look at the Titans. How long they been waiting. So trading Dak, even though I would be open to it, the chances of it being smart, very low. Very low. We never should have traded Micah. That was crazy. And you're right. We lucked up with Romo and Dak. We lucked up with both of those. We sure did. Yeah. And like Verdi say out of Facebook. Yeah. Shout out to Facebook. People listening on Facebook. Yeah. The Steelers. Perfect example. Perfect example. So even though I will be open to trade Dak, like look how many people that they said was gonna be better than Dak and never was close. I'm talking about never. It been people compared to Dak his whole career and they've been wrong every time. Remember Wentz was supposed to be better than Dak? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Watson supposed to be better than Dak? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Huh? Yeah. So when it come down, so yeah, I would want to pay Pickens, bro. And somebody said Micah trade was egos. It was. And so, I'm so glad you said that because I would have missed that on something. I'm so glad you jogged my memory. Thank you, God. That's the key comment that I needed. The Micah trade. This is what I want to talk about in terms of Micah. I'm so glad you said that. Man, because you got me right back on note. All right, this is what I want to talk about. And I'm dead serious when I say this, y'all. I want my Micah reparations, bro. I'm dead serious when I say that. I want my Micah reparations. Now, we might need to come up with a different name because the problem is when you use reparations, you have a lot of weirdos that think reparations only apply to black people. They think we low-key trying to get paid from slavery, which we should, especially FBAs, especially. But like this dude, I said micro reparations, right? And it offended the hell out of this dude. Now, I talked about the cap hits, right? And I was saying I want my force multiplier, right? I want somebody like Micah who basically made the whole defense better just with his presence. That's what I mean by force multiplier, okay? So that's why I was showing that stat that when Micah was on the field, like hear me out. When Micah was on the field, over the last 4 years, the Cowboys are the league's best defense with Micah on the field. And we saw that play out. Okay, we saw that play out, right? We saw how trash we was when Micah wasn't on the field last year. So just like a lot of y'all is like, we not going back. I'm like, I never got my reparations on Micah. Y'all got rid of him and y'all never gave us a force multiplier in return. Now, Quentin Williams is a type of force multiplier, but not on pressures enough and not on sacks. So you sure helped your run stoppage with him. I appreciate that. But we still don't have nobody that's going to clearly win on third downs and be a clear threat. And I want my money, man. I want my reparations. So we do need to come up with a name, though, because you got people like this. They weirdos, because this dude said, my micro reparations. You know what he was thinking. He thinking I'm talking about black people So he saw that word and he just, lost it. Dude is such a weirdo, man. It's like, man, you got to spell out shit for people like him because they just so stupid. You know what I mean? You got to spell it out. Basically, you got to make it clear that you saying reparations is basically making me whole for what I lost. So we might need to come out with another name, but that's my campaign right now. Because see, when you run in the campaign, you want to make sure that people get it, right? And reparations might be throwing people off. Because when I say micro reparations, I'm saying make me whole of what you took. And you have never made me whole from what you took. But this was a clear sign to me that some people go take this wrong. So do y'all have any ideas on the micro reparations? Should we call it Micah payback or something like that? Y'all give me some ideas, because I'm gonna probably change it from Micah reparations, because this is you go get some MAGAs out here. You go get some not necessarily MAGAs, but you go definitely get you some racists that's gonna take this the wrong way. And that's exactly what happened. He said all dude seen was the word reparations, and he he did. He saw that word reparations and he lost it. He a coach too. And see, you got to watch these accounts, because these dudes, anybody that be talking a lot but don't show their face, you can't really trust them on Twitter. Yeah. Somebody say micro replacement package. Yeah, we might need to change it to that. Just to say I need my micro replacement. I'm gonna keep it like that. Just keep it simple. Yeah, the micro replacement. I'm gonna say I'm gonna need my micro replacement. That's what I'm gonna do. Because micro reparations, even though it's creative, yeah, he say those people think it applies to black people. Exactly, bro. It's like, bro, see, them type of people don't even know that white slave owners received reparations, bro, when they lost their slaves. Because what they was doing is they was trying to make those white slave owners whole from what the government took. So reparations don't just apply to black people what's due. It applies for anybody that's due to where they was wronged by the government. And so people got to realize these type of people, it's just weird, bro. It's a lot of weird ass people out here. So the new name that I'm gonna change it to is the Micah. What do we call it? Micah replacement. Yeah, he said we knew what you meant, boss. Absolutely. But see, my campaign, that's why I'm not letting people talk me into even good edge rushers, because I'm not trying to hear what y'all talking about. Like when people be like, boss, what about Phillips? What about Phillips? What about Nick from Pitt? I'm like, they good, but the motherfuckers ain't Micah replacements, bro. No, they not. We need to stop that, bro. Nah, I need my Micah replacement, bro. I really want to say Micah reparations because that just sounds so fly to me, but I need that. And I would sacrifice CeeDee Lamb or Pickens for that. Either one of them. Yes, I would. In a heartbeat. Yeah, boss, what do you mean? You would get rid of CeeDee Lamb and Pickens? Yeah, I would. In a heartbeat, bruh. Like, without blinking. Like you see how long it took me to do this? That's how fast I would put Crosby over either one of them, bruh. You see, blink. You see me blink? That's how fast I would have put Crosby if it was a player for player, like fast as hell. Hold on. she said Maga say sounds fly, keep it. I do want to keep it. We can't keep it though, because if it's gonna cause people to be confused and racist, we need to simplify. And I do like it. Micro reparations fly as hell. And then so she said, "What's your cash app?" Let me get my cash app. Appreciate you so much. Boss Cowboy Sports. Boss Cowboy Sports. And then Newhouse said, "I like micro reparations. Better dude was just a troll." Yeah, I might keep it. Y'all talking me into it. That micro reparations dope. I do like micro reparations. It's not my fault he's stupid. It's not my fault he don't know the definition of reparations. Yeah, and I am DA Lee. I'm open, bro. I am. He said, "Boss, you gonna have to listen to some of these replacement ideas." Yeah, and I am, especially yours, because I got your list. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the film, with the list, right? If we can find one, I'm cool with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? At least take a look. And she said she sent me a cash app. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look though. I'm turning on my phone now. But anyway, I want to make sure I got y'all this one because I'm trying to provoke a higher discussion. Yeah. Oh, see, and this is, we got to change the name, bro. It's just what it is. Just because of DA Lee's point, he right on this too, bro. And it's just true. He said half the fan base are Trump supporters, so you got to be cognizant of that. That's true, bro. We can't go with the name reparations because somebody go misunderstand it, just like that dude did. He go quickly, "Oh, this dude is a bozo. He's a closet racist. He's a boss." It's like, bro. Let me check this cash app real quick. It's pulling up. But I'm gonna be back today, man. I'm likely gonna do a live on the next one. But I think I was clear as hell on this, and I don't see how anybody could watch this and not really now see the danger of just hitting switches, right? Is that we can't talk about football with a pay everybody mentality, bro. You just can't. Not if you're serious. Now, if you're pandering, or if you just trying to lobby for just your guy because you just want Pickens paid. So I'm gonna probably go live around 8 Central, Queen. Likely around that time. Yeah. And then Kayvon. Yeah, man, of course we gonna look at Kayvon Thibodeau. Yeah. Ooh, I like Michael Restitution. I like that Michael Restitution, bro. I like that Michael Restitution. Ooh. Yeah, because, you say, Mike. Even they can't be that dumb. You can't be that dumb to not understand Michael Restitution. You can't be that dumb. You cannot. Maybe you are. Hold on real quick. Damn. I'm trying to check this cash app. Then I'm going to sum up everything real quick. Let me see. Let me see what Queen did. And if anybody else want to bless your boy, man, say, you know, this stuff is a lot of work, man. I always appreciate all gifts. You know, it really does help a lot, you know, especially when I be away from my kids and stuff like that, preparing this type of stuff. She said, boss, have you watched Ford? Which Ford? Oh, I appreciate you so much. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Thank you so much, Queen. And then I got somebody else, Nate Gardner. He said Crosby versus Pickens film. Yeah, man. I appreciate you. See, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all dope. Y'all dope. I really appreciate that. D.A. Lee. Also, man, I'm gonna have to make a change to my mods. Something going wrong with my mods. I'm gonna have to make a change to my mods because it was very, and I'm gonna be all the way real, it was very disappointing that my boy D.A. Lee was actually kicked off the page. Something got to be very wrong with somebody on our administrative team to kick somebody like D.A. Lee off. And D.A. Lee tagged me. He DM'd me. He like, bruh, somebody kicked me off your page. And I went and checked, and sure enough, he was gone. So I'm gonna say something to these mods. This is not no place to have no personal vendettas. You don't block people because they disagree. We don't block people because they don't like Dak. We don't block people because they getting on your nerves. That ain't how you do it. We block people that's trolling. We block people that's offensive, but we don't block people. And somebody say, I'm sure it was an accident. I hope it was, bro. I hope it was. You not a mod yet, Queen? Y'all give me 1 second. Queen, you got to raise your right hand to God and say, I will not be petty as a mod. I'm going to start doing all the mods like this. Like, it's certain people that never should be out this shit. Like my boy C. Like man, y'all better understand. Some of these people that been following me, man, I better not ever see them nowhere near. Hold on real quick. Let me make Queen a mod. But I'm gonna make a change to this mod shit. Cause I went in there and I freed about 30 people out that shit. I was like, damn, you up in here? I had about 30 people in here that was diehards. Like people that I've been missing. Like, damn, I ain't seen it. Oh, they blocked your ass. Hold on real quick. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Y'all forgive me. And appreciate the Cash App, y'all. The Cash App growing too, man. I appreciate that. Let me make Queen a mod. Queen, did you? Okay, shit. So Queen said, shit, I ain't petty. All right, cool. So Queen said, I raised my hand. I will not be petty. Cool. All right. I just want to make sure, man. Yeah, hell yeah, D.A. Lee been day one, bro. For sure, bro. Yeah, and see, you know how I really, let me tell you how I really knew y'all was day one, bro. Cause you know, every now and then I go back and look at my old videos cause I'll be looking at stuff that we covered before. And it was my old. I'm talking about the first stuff I was doing. And C and D.A. Lee was right there. I'm talking about it wasn't even 20 people watching. It wasn't like sometimes 5 people watching. And them dudes right there the whole time. And when you see people that been rocking with you, like when you first open up the church's doors, you like say, bro, nah, some people, I ain't gonna say just favorites, but favorites. Hell yeah, favorites. Queen, I'm having some trouble. Give me a second. Give me a second, Queen. Y'all give me a second, man. I hate that I had this long delay because that damn. This shit is getting annoying. Come on. It's his phone tripping. Queen, do me a favor. Wait till the next show. No, hold on. It's starting to come up. Damn. Hurry up. I hate these awkward silences. But Queen worthy. My boy Ross said I found Boss while watching West Coast. Yeah. A lot of people. Like West Coast really did give me an unfair advantage coming in. Queen, my phone tripping, man. Because as you can see, I'm over here trying, but it's glitching. I'm gonna have to restart my phone. So when I come back this evening, just remind me, say make me a mod, and I'll stop everything. Oh, I got you. I might be able to do it. It finally came up. It just took all day. Y'all give me a second. All right, I'm in here now. And then my boy Noon, thanks for the super chat, big dog. I got you now, Queen. Add as a moderator. You're a moderator. And then my boy Owen Edit say, pretty sure I find you talking to Big Game James. Yeah, I appreciate all y'all, man. And then somebody said I started rocking with Boss after leaving LC. Yeah, I mean, yeah, different people came up from different locations. So let me say this real quick, and I appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with your boy. Now, I'm gonna just tell y'all straight up, man. Shows like this, they don't really do numbers a lot because it's, you know, a lot of people don't get caught up in the weeds. Sometimes and I just noticed this, a lot of times my best shows, my most factual shows, my most shows with the most evidence, they do the worst on numbers. And that's not because it's not dope, but it's just the way the algorithm works. To be honest, the way the algorithm works is that YouTube is going to push what's trending, right? Or what has a lot of search activity. So that's why a lot of breaking news do good numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's searching for what you're doing content on. So I do what's called inspirational content. Some people do content only on what's breaking. And so when they do content on what's breaking, they gonna have big numbers, right? So, but that don't mean they talking about shit. You know what I mean? So they not gonna turn it on like me and really talk about like stuff that's like super in depth and stuff like that, because it don't really do numbers. A lot of people, they let the algorithm dictate what they go talk about, and it makes a lot of people what I call Goldilocks content creators. So Goldilocks, we know the story of Goldilocks, right? Where she was dealing with the 3 birds and she was always trying to get everything just right. That's a lot of how content creators are. They are. So if Jim Leonhard is popular and the algorithm is showing that that's what people want to hear, they're going to push Jim. That's what they're going to do. So right now the algorithm is pushing that, and it's clear that the fans love Pickens. They don't even want to hear no content that might even suggest he might get traded. They don't even want to hear it. They're going to actually vote against you. So when you do real content, you do suffer. So that's why people that say stuff like I do content or Koye do content, because we get rewarded. What they literally try to label us as contrary. It's like, bro, you don't get rewarded for being contrary, bro. You don't get rewarded for saying the truth against what the crowd want to hear. No, you get rewarded on YouTube and most social media by saying what people want to hear. That's why you get a lot of content creators. They just kind of go with what's hot. So when Matthew Golden was hot, Matthew Golden, but then we drafted Booker. They start doing content on Booker. I was wrong on Booker. It's because it changed. You know what I'm saying? So your realest content creators just basically say what need to be said, and sometimes we get arrows from it. Is what it is, you know. But over time, what I do notice is that a lot of people learn that some of us mean well, right? That we saying what need to be said. So the only way to kind of get shows like this popping is y'all gotta share it. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to get on Twitter, Facebook, and share this type of stuff, because it's not the type of topic that's gonna get discovered or recommended by none of these social medias. They not, because this is the type of content that's gonna be sitting in the hole that nobody's searching for. You know what I mean? This is something that people gotta want the knowledge on. So I'm gonna say this: share this type of content. I appreciate it, and then it'll help more Cowboy fans get out the Santa Claus mentality. So, and that's what we have right now, a Santa Claus mentality, because everybody, and we've been doing, and I blame us. I blame us. We've been doing this every year where we only talk about those switches that can free up cash. And what's happened over time is created this massive illusion that there are no hard decisions that need to be made under the cap, that all these owners are just manipulating us, and that they can do whatever they want to do, and that there's no budgeting that they have to do. So that type of thinking has caused Santa Claus mentality, to where when we over here trying to have a grown man discussion on, there's going to have to be some hard decisions that need to be made that can mess around and impact people into the future. We don't have the will to do it, or we don't have the intelligent discussion to do it. And so there are truly dangers in switches. Dangers. Now, people ain't gonna show you that when they show you that meme. When they show you that meme, it's gonna give you the impression that everything is fine. We can do it all. We can do anything we want. But it's not true. It's not true at all. And from this type of show, hopefully y'all see that. I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna get out of here. The weeds. I know he said I don't want to get into the weeds, but for people that really want to know the weeds, he gets all the, like he said, it's 2,000 words. So it's kind of one of those things that if
You want answers?
then go ahead and subscribe to Dallas Morning News. Pay the $2 and read about this, because I think he's giving a fair assessment, because he's looking at the dead cap hits into the future. He laid out Tank. He laid out Zach. You see the difference between what Michael Gelkin did and what we do, what most of us do. See, he laid out the dead caps into the future. That's why he was able to predict the windows that was coming. That's why he was able to predict that Zach Martin was going to be a problem. And he specifically said that Zach Martin dead cap hips that's coming in 25 and 26 is going to represent a problem for the big three. And that's exactly what Michael Gelkin said. So it's about doing the real work, not the surface work, not the stuff that make us campaign for what we want. Because that's what's happening. A lot of us just won't pick, and so we just putting out information to say we can do it. We can just hit some switches. Ain't no big deal. Hey, you want Crosby? Do him too. Oh shit, you want? Hey man, do what you want. Nah. Pardon all the consequences of Dak, what caused it. It's all up in here. It's all in here. Now, that's if
You want answers?
that's what I would say. But let me go back to this real quick. And see, look at that. Hold on. Wait. See, this is proof. Look at that paragraph in the middle. Dallas has restructured Martin also in the country so much that a $26.4 million cap hit would surface if his contract expired in 2025. Martin, yeah, and look. See, I tweeted, I said, man, times like this, we needed Gelkin. We needed somebody like him who was working for the Dallas Morning News, who was known as an insider, so that if he put it out there it would throw cold water on all these old weird ass theories we have that all we got to do is just hit a switch. See, he would have threw cold water on that. He would have came in and said, these are the actual dead cap repercussions from the previous switches we did. So it's actually not 1/3. He would have already smoothed this shit out. Let me go back to this real quick. The conclusion of what you said of the first article or the second article. You said, for this reason, the popular interpretation that Lawrence's blockbuster contract Thursday is good for Prescott and bad for the Cowboys mistakenly assumes Prescott plans to milk the team for all he possibly can. Hold on real quick. So he was talking about Tank and the repercussions of Tank. You know, a lot of us don't even know Tank's still on our books. Tank on our books for 6.5. But boss, the cap is rising. It's rising, boss. You don't have to worry about the cap. If you add it up, Tank and Zach Martin are no longer on this team, and they're going to eat up the increase in the cap. Do I need to say that again? Let me say that one more time. Zach Martin and Tank together, just them two, their dead cap is going to eat up the entire increase that's coming from the new salary cap. Yep. Tank's dead cap hit in 2026. You said it's not Tank? That's what ChatGPT said. I need to double check that. And I think you're right on that too, D.A. Lee. I might be wrong on that. Let me see. Yep. Because I looked at what you just said too. You right, D.A. Lee. See, that's why I said... See, this is why I say, man, there's certain people that's good to fight with. It's good to fight with Henny, and it's good to fight with D.A. Lee. They gonna keep you tight. They really are. It's good. See, because they gonna make sure if you fumble, they gonna say, boss. Boss. They gonna catch it. I appreciate that, D.A. Lee. And you right. Look, the dead caps, Trayvon Diggs, Mozzie, and Zach Martin. Every one of them eating up the rising cap that we just getting ready to get. See, we not putting this in our forecast. And he said, I'm just backing you up. Yeah. See, correcting me when I'm wrong is backing me up. See, a lot of people can't do that. I can do that. I can do that quick. If I mess up and you correct me, I'm going to flip. Boop. Shit. Get me tight. Keep me tight. So all this, the cap is rising. Now we gotta talk about those former decisions that's costing us too. If that is not in our math is not mathing. If that is not in our math is not mathing. If that is the case, then the Cowboys have already lost. All but bound to move on from Prescott, Lamb, or Parsons. So basically 2 out of the 3 is going to survive if Dak Prescott is some kind of way not team friendly, is what you're saying.
I think the Cowboys would do everything they can to hold onto that trio for as long as they can. But in terms of sustainably keeping all 3 of them, yes, there would be a shot clock there.
Woo. It would be a shot clock. Yep. And see, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I want y'all to hear. Could Dallas potentially have everybody? Sure. But what I don't want them to do is I don't want them to do it in a way to where they doing it in a 1-year window. Yeah, sure, you can probably free up a lot of space, but is that going to handicap you because you took on too many max contracts and now those contracts are starting to balloon on you? You done restructured and you done extended people, and then now the dead cap ramifications is starting to balloon on you. And then it's ballooning because it's a couple of things that we don't take into account. And I know I'm kind of getting into the weeds. This might be a nerd show. You know, everybody don't like this type of stuff.
You want answers?
Some people just, you know, this might be too deep. Might be a nerd show. But what we also got to keep into account is you also want to make sure what's built into your cap. You want to make sure that you also have the planning for breakout players, because the Cowboys sometimes have breakout players that move to the front of the line fast. You know who was a breakout player that moved to the front of the line fast, that everybody go agree with? You have to also plan for breakouts. Pickens was a breakout player. He was somebody that overperformed his projection. Tank was a breakout player. He was trending okay, almost looking like a bust. DeMarcus Lawrence. To the point they drafted Taco, saying we need a war daddy. They wasn't even considering Tank as somebody that, and that was the very year Tank went crazy. He broke out. What about Byron Jones when he broke out? What about that? Who are players that could break out, that might just all of a sudden need to get paid? I'd name one. Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton could be the next breakout player. He going into year 3. He go what Voch call peanut butter. I call steak and potatoes. He go be in that grown man strength. He might become one of the dopest left tackles in the league in 1 year. And it's gonna be time to pay him. Is your cap ready for that? Is your planning taking that into account, or did you hit too many switches? So we had us a nice little old grown discussion today. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy Boss Man, bringing y'all another one until the next live, until the next video. I'll be back today, and we gonna talk about the jealousy strategy. Then they gonna listen. That one ain't gonna take that long. That one might only take about 30 minutes, you know. But we got to break down a jealousy strategy, because that also goes into cap waste, right? So we got to talk about this strategy, because see, this is the thing. I'm not cool with all this just pretending we can free up money without no accountability to Jerry and them and how they do things. I'm really honestly sick of us talking about we can be like Philly, but nobody talks about it or call them out when they not being like Philly. See, Philly will make the tough decisions. The Rams will make the tough decisions. We'll pay Ferg, know he underperforming, and let him stay. We'll pay Osa, know he way under what we expected out of him, and then we won't challenge him. We do all kind of stuff like that. And then because we had the Santa Claus mentality, we go back to hit some switches. Nah, bro. It's time for grown man talk. Grown woman talk. It's your boy Boss Show Me. I'll be back. Love y'all, man. Take it easy. I'll be back, man. Let's get it.
Shout out my haters. I know that you're watching. Plotting and wishing.
Let's go. Cowboy Nation, let's get it.
Shout out my haters.